There was 7 stations. 7 stations. Loudest one, take it.
Willie Alpha 9 Echo, Kilo Quebec. Which one was that?
Kilo Quebec station. Come back with a call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Okay, the call here is Willie Alpha 9 Echo, Kilo Quebec. Name here is Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango.
Okay, now, as luck would have it, you dropped 20 dB from 5 seconds ago. So here we go. What's your location, sir?
ICOM 7300.
I copied 7300. What's the name?
ICOM, my God.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Oh, the name is Matt, Mike Alpha Tango Tango.
Roger, Matt, and what's your location, sir?
It's about 100 miles south of Lake Superior, in north central Wisconsin, my God.
Roger, and come back one more time with your call sign, slowly, phonetically.
Willie Alpha 9, Echo, Kilo Quebec.
All right, sir. All right, and gosh, tell me about your antenna system. Let me listen to your radio.
Okay, the antenna system is inverted V, up about 35 feet, that's right.
All right, it's pretty short. Your audio sounded pretty good. I would love to hear more of it, though. I need to hear it to be able to figure out if we need to fatten it up or not, Roger. So give me about 15 seconds on a topic of your choice.
Okay, the rig here, I just kind of wondering if it was how it sounded down there. And we're running a SB200 amplifier, go ahead.
Now tell me something. Did your SB220 just kick in, or what? Because it just jumped 15 decibels just on a switch.
I just turned it on.
Well, gosh, I mean, Matt, put your best foot forward, Roger.
Okay, I was just kind of wondering how the rig sounded down there and if it needs any adjustment.
Well, I think you made the major adjustment when you turned your amp on, Roger.
Roger.
I think that was the major. I don't think we're going to find anything near that interesting. But again, now that I can hear you, give me 10 to 15 seconds on what you like best about your radio.
Well, previously I had a ICOM 746 Pro. And that kind of kept blowing the finals out, so I turned to the ICOM 7300.
Okay.
The mic gain is set at 50%. Compression is at 3.
Okay, Matt, you're committing one of the major sins. Never, ever have your monitor on when you're speaking. You never want to have that monitor on when you're actually talking, because it discolors terribly your audio. You may not hear it, but it does really discolor your audio. So keep your monitor off when you're QSOing, Roger.
Roger. I just turned it off, and now how does it sound?
A lot better. And so now give me 10 seconds or 15 on your 7300.
Okay. Well, there I had to turn it down a little bit. I was getting a lot of some feedback. And how does that sound? Go ahead.
Yes, Matt, you're not listening to me. Turn your monitor off. You cannot run your monitor and talk. That you cannot do that. It discolors your audio. So turn your monitor totally off, Roger.
Okay, the monitor is off.
Yes, and you really need to do that all the time when you're talking on the radio. Never use your monitor when you're talking on the radio, because it does discolor your mic. And you want the best sound you can possibly have, and you don't want to be shooting yourself in the foot by having that monitor on even at a 1. Roger? Hello, Matt.
Yeah, you kind of dropped out on me.
I'm sorry?
The monitor is off at the present time, so, and we're using the SB220 on low power. And like I say, I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
Yes, and is that coming from your monitor? Is it coming, the feedback coming from, I think it's coming from your monitor, so turn your monitor off, Roger.
The monitor is off, it's coming from the mic.
From what, though? How is it getting feedback? From where?
Boy, I do not know where it's coming from.
Okay, well, I tell you, let me just give you a hint there. What you want to do is find out where that feedback is coming from, because it is really, apparently maybe you're getting RF in the AF. That could be. But you need to track that down. And if you're getting RF into your AF, what you may need to do is to work on your ground system, trying to get a better ground, particularly off your power amp. I run 3 different grounds, because it didn't make much sense to me to tie my mic preamp ground to my power amp ground. So I have a separate ground for the power amp, I have a separate ground for the radio, and actually there's 2 grounds tied together for the rest of the system, and just 1 ground for the power amp, the antenna selector, and the antenna tuner. I do not use the antenna tuner, but I do use the SWR meter bridge in the antenna tuner. Roger?
Okay, I just kind of moved back a little bit here from the radio, and it's still getting a little bit of feedback, but not as bad.
Yeah, so even a little bit is too much. You don't want to have that happening. So I would suggest that you work on trying to eliminate that feedback. I'm assuming that your monitor is at 0, is off, and that feedback it sounds acoustic. I don't know exactly why, but it does sound acoustic. So look around. You should be able to tell where that noise is coming from. If it's acoustic, you'll be able to hear it other than right around your microphone. If it's electronic, you won't hear it acoustically. Roger?
Roger. Well, it just started today, and this is the first time it ever happened.
Roger that. Well, that's a mystery of electronics. The thing is, things happen on a regular basis, and we just have to deal with them as they come up. So look at that as this week's challenge. Roger?
Roger. We shall check into that.
Roger, you were pretty in the clear there, but I would say, your ideal setup for that 7300 is mic gain, a compressor at a 3. Engage your compressor. I'll give you notes, and you can crank them in at your leisure. Compressor engaged at a 3. Then move to your ALC meter, and with mic gain in hand, and as you speak normally, naturally, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, you adjust your ALC meter by way of your mic gain control for mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger.
And I think that would do you there. Crank those in as you become capable. Roger?
Roger. Thank you much. And the compression is just kind of kicking up just a little bit. The ALC is right about 50%.
Roger. Now you might, what mic is that?
It's a standard ICOM mic that came with the radio.
It's the hand mic?
Roger.
All right, now a hint on how to operate that hand mic. Pull it to the side of your mouth and talk across it. Do not talk directly into it. Pull it to the side of your mouth where it actually touches the side of your mouth and talk across it. Roger?
Okay, now how does that sound?
You faded down just a little bit. Come back and try it again.
Okay, how does that sound? We're probably about 6 feet away from the radio with the hand mic, and I'm talking across it, okay?
Roger, you're only about a dB and a half over my noise level, but I think that would sound good. The idea is that you work across that mic to keep mouth noises, pops and bops and all that stuff from getting into your audio. So when you talk across it, pull it to the side of your mouth and talk across it, you eliminate all those noises. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I keep forgetting to hit the foot switch here on the amplifier.
Right, you might want to automate that. I tried that when I first was, got the amp to try to run it, but it works so much better when you automate that. Roger?
Roger. I did have a system set up, but I kind of lost it. I was kind of inactive there for quite some time. So I got to find me a relay system that'll go from 120 volts down to 12 volts.
Roger. Well, happy hunting there, and I think you'll be much satisfied when you solve that dilemma. So you have noise in your transmit, and then you have your relay problem to work out. So maybe by next Friday you can check in, and you'll have all that running. Roger?
I have a very limited supply or places to go for supplies up here. It's just a little bit of a town. It's about 600 population.
Roger, but then there's Amazon Prime. Anything overnight, Roger?
Roger.
So let me jump out of here. Man, I have become a pumpkin for 10 minutes now. I am pumpkinized. I got to get out of here. So I'll say threes to you, sir. And you have a great afternoon, good weekend. Roger?
Roger. 73s, have a good day and stay warm.
Roger, threes to you, sir. And that will conclude our Qso-Vlog net for Friday afternoon from 3:30 to 5. We have been recording live. If you have participated and want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 10/2/20. That will bring you up to this recording, and so it's easy to get to, and then you'll be able to hear your audio. So without further ado, let me return this frequency to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV Clear.